Greetings. This is Arvette McLean of Speak, The Universe Listens. As a very young person, I always felt that I carried the weight of the world on my shoulders, having to make grown-up decisions in order to survive a life marked with physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. While my face was smiling on the outside, on the inside, I always secretly cried and felt miserable. However, over the years, I learned some gems that helped to turn my life around. I now get to live the life of my dreams, filled with love, travel, and wonderment. And I am absolutely passionate about sharing what I have learned with you. If you want to live your best life, tune in each week as I, along with some amazing guests, share these life-changing gems with you. Inspired to be more, do more, have more. Greetings and welcome to today's topic, Embracing Your Power Circle. And today we have with us our guest co-host, Karen Robinson, Senior Executive at a mental health agency and also a 6-year breast cancer survivor. So thank you for coming back again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and this topic, I know this is a topic you love to talk about because we can really talk about sisterhood and brotherhood.
Yes.
And yes. So what do you have to say about that?
Sisterhood. If it wasn't for some of my sisters in my sisterhood, I don't know where I'd be sometimes. I mean, they are here for me. I get to go off on them when I need to express myself. They're my sounding board. They're able to tell me, no, you should not have done that. And I don't take it personal.
Right.
Because I know it's coming from love. And I also have some male friends. So I have a brotherhood, sisterhood going on. And I think it keeps me grounded and makes my life a lot easier.
Yeah. So how did you develop this sisterhood and brotherhood?
To me, all right, I have a few friends, a few close friends, and each one of them play a different role in my life with me. Like, I have a best friend I can tell anything to. Then I have a good friend that, I can talk to about certain things. It's like different things. And you kind of, it kind of happens that way. It doesn't start off that way. But as you get older, you'll realize, okay, this one is going to really tell me what I need to know. This one is not going to hold nothing back. But this one I can tell everything to. And she won't judge me. She'll understand, but she'll tell me when I'm wrong and when I'm right. So it kind of evolved into a sisterhood.
Right.
And these are friends that I've had for a long time. Sometimes you have to wean them off. The ones that aren't appropriate in your circle or you don't feel comfortable. It seems like you'll find one or two that's just not right for you. Or may have a different motive.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And so do you mean that sometimes, like maybe at some point in your life they were...
Yeah. They were there for the season.
Right. Right.
You know how they say people are in your lives for a reason and a season.
Right.
Those were seasoned people. Those want the root.
Right.
That you can actually grow with. Because a root, when you're growing, the root stays with you.
Right.
People that are here for a season drops off when the season changes.
Right.
That's what is that a good way to explain it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do want to say a lot of times those seasonal people, they really serve the purpose as
they
well.
teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
They teach you they do.
Yeah.
They really do. I mean, during the time that they may have been in your life, you always learn. You always learn whether it's good or bad. It's always a learning lesson. And I believe in a higher power has the person in your life at the particular time that you need them for.
Right.
That's that's a main thing with me.
Yeah.
Because I don't think nothing happens by chance. Everything has a purpose and a reason for. Something happened yesterday that may have traumatized me that I could use a month from now. And it won't be as traumatic, and now I understand, that's why I went through that.
Yeah.
Now I know how to handle this. So I think, is that with everybody? How do you feel about that?
Yes, I agree with that, because I think I always, at this point in my life, always when someone comes into my life new, I'm just like, what am I to teach them, and what are they going to teach me? Like, I'm always like thinking like, what's the lesson going to be here?
Yes.
Yeah, and then I also feel like relationships are reflections of you. Like, they're going to show you yourself, and so I'm like interested in like learning, okay, what are they going to show me about me? And then like I have girlfriends who, like you said, one might be my best friend, and there may be times when I may not want to talk to her about certain things, but I might want to talk to one of my best friends. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have different people for different things, because you know who's gonna be your cheerleader when you want to be cheered on. But also sometimes you're not ready to be happy and positive. You want to be in a funk for a minute, so you know who you can call.
Get right in the funk.
Right. Go down with you.
Exactly.
Or whatever. So yeah, you have people that kind of serve different roles. So yeah, I love that. But also, I think I love just the fact that sometimes when you are in a funk, it's these women and sometimes also the men who can direct you and show you who you are, tell you, lift your head up and keep marching forward.
And it seems like those are the ones that can feel when you're in a funk. It's like they call out of the blue.
Right.
And I'm like, how'd you know I needed to talk to you? Let me tell you what's going on. I mean, and that's what I mean by the network of power, the Power Circle network. It just comes. And sometimes we don't realize it until we need them. Or realize it until you're like, okay, I needed that from you. You were supposed to call me. I'm just into everything is divine. Everything happens in the order it's supposed to happen in our lives. We may not know it at the time, but we'll see it later why that happened on that particular time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just like sometimes you just need to laugh.
And I got some friends for that. I mean, I can have somebody will text me something, and I was like, how did you know I needed to laugh like that? You just brightened up my whole day. Like I couldn't have done that myself, but you have people that will give you that spark. It'll make you think, oh, I forgot all about what I was worried about.
Right.
I needed that. Yes.
Yeah. And I tend to be a person who will kind of, if something isn't going well with me, I'll kind of back out of society, so to speak. I'll shut down. And I always thought that was how I needed to cope with things. And I just remember one day I was just like way down in the dumps. Woe is me. And actually, look, I shouldn't even say it because y'all are probably like, why is something always wrong with her? But I had hurt my back. And so it's like if I have an injury, I'm the biggest baby, right? But I don't want people to know. So I'll just like kind of go somewhere and mope. But anyway, so one of my girlfriends, she was just like, well, I'm coming over. And I'm like, no, I don't want no company. Like, I'm not in a good space. I don't want to be seen like this. And so no matter how much she's saying she's coming, I'm saying no. And I really mean it. Don't come. But she came anyway.
Of course you did.
And before you know, I'm just laughing and having a good time. Yeah.
See? Divine.
Yeah.
It is just divine to me. Everything happens in its own order. Yeah. I'm a true believer in that.
And I love to, and I would have to say my husband is one of my, what is it, the power circle. He's in my power circle. And it's like when you think you can't and they know you can, and then they're able to show you yourself. And like, you can, you got this.
But what I've noticed in my sisterhood is something that I may dislike. Just like you said, it reflects you in another person. And then I'll be like, oh, God, that is me.
Yes.
I do that too. Maybe that's why I don't like her when she does that. And I'll catch myself and be like, oh, my God, I do the same thing. Does that happen to you?
Yes. Yes. I think I talked about it in a recent episode. Like one of my girlfriends, well, she's my best friend actually. It's like a lot of her traits we had the same. And so when I see them in her, then I'm like, oops. Because I used to be the person that, I'm not going to say used to, because I still kind of am. But I'm the person who can walk in the room and see everything that's wrong with the room. And so she and I worked a job together, and let me tell you, there was nothing right at that job. Between the two of us, we're like, this isn't right, and this isn't right, they should be doing this, and da-da-da-da. And so we would just get into these conversations. We could talk for an hour about everything that was wrong.
Instead of looking at what was right.
Exactly. And so I started calling us the negativity sisters, because it was like seeing it in her, or recognizing that this is what was happening. I'm like, well, dang, I am awfully negative, So that, and then also she tended to, back then she tended to be a person who people kind of, I'm not gonna say they walked on her, but it was like
took her kindness for granted.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I'm the same way, aren't I? And so I called her.
Back then.
Yeah, back then, yeah. And so I named us Lollipop, because we were suckers,
episode.
right?
I saw that
episode. Right. We're suckers. And so, so like, exactly, seeing it in your friend, then you can see it in yourself.
And I guess it helps, because you can, instead of downing her or chastising her about being that way, until you like, aha, I got the same thing. So we can help each other with
exactly.
this. That's what the bond of sisterhood is all about, helping each other.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah. Helping each other grow.
And I know, like, you hear like a lot of the gurus talk about mastermind groups. And so it's just like groups of people kind of with the same goals in life. They come together, they meet solely for the purpose of uplifting each other. And so what it is like when you don't see a way, you can't see a way. Like you're saying, I can't do that. And then the group kind of holds you accountable, like, yeah, you can. So let's figure out how this can happen, and showing you open you up to the possibilities of what you can do and who you can be.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I really like that concept. And so I encourage people who don't have groups, because a lot of people are like, especially women, a lot of times women are like, I don't want to deal with other women.
What is that about us?
I'm not sure. What do you think?
I heard that it's because we see ourselves in other women that we don't like about ourselves. So we don't really want to see that and be like hit in the face with, that's you. Don't want to deal with that about ourselves. But a lot of women say, I don't like dealing with women. I'm not really friends with women. There too many women. And I was like that.
Okay.
So that's why I embrace the sisterhood that I have now. Because it's not like that anymore. I don't feel I've come to appreciate all the other women. Because I'm the only child too.
Okay.
I mean, not the only child.
Right.
I'm the only
Female,
girl
right.
in my family. So I never knew how to have a sister.
That's true. Yeah.
So it was was uncommon for me to bond with another female because I just had brothers.
Right.
And and I would tell people I get closer to men than, and it's nothing sexual or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just they're men,
Right.
just friendship. But I've grown to have a very nice group of sisters in in my network, in my little power circle.
Yeah. Same with me. I had all brothers, and so I would always just be with my brothers and their friends.
Exactly.
And so I didn't really have any female friends. And so when I got to be an adult, well, it wasn't when I became an adult, but because for a long time all I did was work, and I didn't have friends, And so, but when I came into a space in my life where, it's like I could have friends, and then females are trying to friend me, and I'm just like, what do you want?
Like they have ulterior motives.
Something. I don't know. I just felt very uncomfortable stepping into that space, but I'm not really sure why, other than I was just used to being friends with males.
Maybe because we only had brothers.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to associate. We didn't grow up like that.
Right.
I really did. I was with my brothers. I was their protector. I was their protector. So, yeah.
Yeah. But now, I mean, my female friends, they are just everything to me.
Me too. They are my ride or dies. And each one of them have, except my best friend. But then some stuff with my best friend I'm not comfortable with. I'm not going to say comfortable. We do certain things together, but I do have friends that I do other things with. Yeah.
And for a while, I remember that there was like a, I guess almost like a jealousy amongst friends.
When they tug, yes.
Yeah.
Well, why are you doing this with her and not call me for this? Yeah.
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 So how did you deal with that?
I was honest. I just told them, I didn't think you would feel comfortable in doing this particular thing with me. And I know she would like this. So it wasn't you shouldn't feel that way. Because we're all, that still happens today.
Okay.
That still happens today. Do you still experience
I
that?
don't anymore. No.
How did you deal with that? Did you not feed into it?
I think I didn't feed into it. I think it was hard for me to not feed into it with some people because they really felt slighted. And you do have to make sure that people are feeling good. But I think that's what I did. I made sure people know, like, this is right. This is how I feel about you. This is what you mean to me. So I think in people feeling like they have their places secure and it's not threatened, like this is real, like what we have is real, so you don't have to worry about.
So I think, why do you think we go through that?
That's a good question. What do you think?
I don't know, because I know it's just not with women. I know males in their brotherhood, I think they go through the same thing. I know I've seen it with my brothers and their friends. I don't know.
Yeah, I would just say it goes back to personal esteem issues and feelings of self-worth.
Everything is around how we feel about ourselves.
Yeah.
And how others perceive us.
Yeah, so it's almost like we're looking for outside validation. And that's the other thing, I guess, when we talk about friends and how much they do uplift us and support us, but to make sure that we're not contingent on that. Like, we still have to be able to exist and move forward in the absence of them being able to do what their job is, so to speak. Because they're not always going to, they're not going to always be able to offer you what you need when you need it.
Okay.
So sometimes we just have to realize, okay, they in a space too. And, that doesn't mean that they don't love us and all these other things, but they're going through something at the same time you're going through something.
Yeah, but you still need them.
Yes.
Okay.
So any thing else you would like to say about sisterhood, brotherhood, power circle?
No. I think they all know how I truly feel about all of them.
Yeah. And so, what if you know someone, maybe a younger person who doesn't have a circle? What would you say to them?
I would encourage them to open their heart up and be more trusting, to embrace the sisterhood or brotherhood with others, because it makes a big difference in your life.
Yeah, and you saying that because I know for a long time, my husband he didn't have male friends. I might have been his only friend, like me and family members. But at some point, he was like, I think I'm gonna go get me a friend. And it was almost like he was out interviewing people, like, will you be my friend? But he actually got like a couple of really good friends, and it changed him, like, in a good way.
Yeah. Because they bring out the best in us.
Yeah.
Because they will tell us about ourselves and uplift us at the same time. Yeah. They're needed.
Yeah. So, friends, we love you. We want to embrace you. And I think everyone, even if you're a person who tends to be a loner, hopefully you do have someone that you can talk to, someone that can inspire you. And like Karen had mentioned, that sometimes people aren't for you right now. And so they may have been your friend at a certain season, but right now they're not really uplifting you or holding you in a space where you need to be. So it is important to make sure that we surround ourselves with people who are inspiring you and helping you to grow, because we don't want to go backwards and we don't want to be stagnant. So, but at any rate, I hope you all enjoy this episode with our guest co-host Karen Robinson. I certainly enjoy having you for the past 3 weeks, so thank you. Yes. So we will be back next week with a new guest co-host, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Until next time, this is Arvette. Bye.
Bye.